the two and the one, and we bring you to your plan. We carry on through the microphone live to you in the studio, and I like to apparently we're recording volume on this as well.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of around the places that you seem to find yourselves situated in, for wherever you may be perched in yourself. Coming at you now for another laugh. No, it's not live, is it? But it's free, and it's, well, you know, like it's a video of mine which I'm making. Today we're sort of going a bit off the cuff because we're not doing the planned video that I had planned because honestly I didn't really want to do it anymore. I was having issues with it. I'd run it through a couple of times and I was thinking it's just I don't know if I like it. Is it? I mean, it's barely human, but to our audience, and really, that's what you got to be thinking about the audience. So you might be thinking, I'm not thinking about the audience, my friend. I'm thinking about that bloody great thing on your face. What's the deal with that thing? Where does that come from all of a sudden? Why have you got one of those on? Well, despite the fact that there is actually a plague going on, I mean, the rain's stopped right now, but there is a plague going on internationally around the world, all over the place. It's affecting many people, mainly the old. God rest their souls. And it's not because of the plague though, it's actually just because I made it and I like it and I saw it and I go, oh, I haven't seen that in a while, hey, I've worn my nose in the camera like weeks or something, like months even maybe. And I was like, I forgot I even made a nose, why did you make a nose? But you know, it's just because it's sort of theatrical, it's actually quite a classical theatrical motif, I think they would call them, or you know, you sort of it's practical though. Back in the theatre times, you know, when theatres were a thing. Oh my jaw! Yeah, ooh. Basically, people's noses would be all rotten off because of drug use and for other plagues and stuff like that. Pretty much, I think. Probably. So yeah. What have we got planned for the video? I've got nothing planned for the video. And I've already done this video a couple of times already, actually, funny enough. And it was just dismal. It was depressing. I was like, I'm having a little snooze. And then I didn't have a snooze. Imagine that. Oh, it was riveting stuff, people. You know, maybe if you're really lucky, you know, and you really want to see it, I'll have to think long and hard about your moments in life because I'll think, wait a minute, I'm an idiot here. I'm gonna get exploited, but it's all a big trap. Because that's how they get you in the industry. Well, this eye's just got this eye just went. He just decided he's gone into my brain. He's like I've got to go back there and find out what's going on. I've got a guitar here. It's called Lacey actually. I don't know why I called it that. Well, I do actually, but I don't know. I think it's like it's a nice androgynous name, isn't it? Lacey. Is it? It's not supposed to be like Lacey, that's not Lace. It's just supposed to be a name. I don't even know if it's a real name. I know there's Jessie Lacey, and I think that's pretty much what I stole it. Because I went to see Jessie Lacey and the Brand New Boys in I don't know, some London venue, Roundhouse maybe. And yeah, I was with my girlfriend. It was very romantic. We were standing at the front, I was holding her. I was 16 or something. I was wearing a stupid hat. And Jessie was just staring at us directly. And we were just standing there like this, you know, doing the things that lovers do. And it was her sort of band, she really liked them. You know, I wasn't too crazy about them. I remember always seeing like the stickers when I was a kid, when the album came out. But I never hopped on it. She's like, no, you've got to listen to them, they're really good. And I did, and I quite liked them. And of all the stuff she used to play some stuff which I wasn't too fond of. She had quite a lot of taste of this girl. Anyway, so we went to see the band, And I think she bought the tickets actually for her own birthday. Or I don't know. I think she just bought the tickets because they were playing. I don't think it was on her birthday. That would actually be a bit spooky, I guess. But anyway, so he was just staring at us, and I'd come out the thing. I was like, "Do you see that? Do you see that?" He was looking at me the whole time. He was, and I swear he was looking at me. And if you're out there, Jesse, thank you for that moment. It was a true delight, a treat. And then we saw another band that she liked, and I was really drunk, and I was backstage, and we spoke to them, and I think they were like even hinting that we came back to the hotel with them, and me being just obliterated for one, and also like not actually really paying attention to what's going on. I was probably just oblivious to it, maybe. So that could have worked better. And then another time, I went to this thing, and we met all the people afterwards at the front, and that was the same again. And they invited us back, and I was like, "No, we're going somewhere else. We're going somewhere else." Because I'd already told someone that we were going to go with them, and we did, and they were really pleasant. That was kind of bizarre. Just dropping it out there. So no, but that's why the guitar's, well, it's not why it's cool, but it's also someone Jesse Lacey, great name. He's a real, who knows? I wonder what he's doing there. Where is he now? Where is he now? That's what we're saying. Sorry, Jesse, if you have to see me like this. I mean, this is sort of my bag. This is sort of my thing. Which is bizarre, actually. Can't put things in perspective, actually. My hair's awful as well. Oh, dear me. Okay, after this. Yeah. So, pretty much, yeah. We're like that, meaning. So if you're out there, just come around anytime. Always work. You're still working around here. Lacey J. Jamie. So, that was really sorry. Just like his music. Bit like my music too. My music's particularly soppy as well, actually. Mainly because I play it. It doesn't. I plug it in. It's got a clean amp. Personally, I like overdriven stuff. I like garage stuff myself. Is my taste. And like R&B and all that sort of thing. Like old R&B, not like 90s English stuff. I don't like that much at all. But I like classic R&B and like rock and stuff, and anything with like good tones and stuff. But yeah, I don't really tend to play that stuff. Stuff I play is a bit like bit wetter, as you might say, a bit sloppy. Like some of the emo stuff or whatever, or the not emo stuff. Do you know what I mean? The stuff which isn't emo but is emo. Which I'm not like too subscribed to, honestly. But it's got its charms, I guess. It makes you feel kind of ill though. Doesn't it? It's can't be good for you. You're probably thinking, play us the music! Play me some music! Well, I don't know. I'm not going to. I'd play some earlier, and my head was a bit like, so I don't know, sort of hit some things out, but it's a knack for it. Think like that. But the nose is the feature today, not twinkly twangly guitar sounds, or guitar music in general. The nose, some people think, oh, you want to just fucking punch that nose into his face. Maybe you do. But behind that nose is a face, which, you know, could do you benefit if you don't punch it. Or, alternatively, maybe you should punch it. I mean, I'm not doing myself too many favours, but this guy, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think you'd do it, honestly. No matter who you are. Cover a book sign, like, well, hey, whoa, hey, oh, you saw my text. Oh, sorry, matey, I didn't see you there. You shouldn't be wearing your stupid little nose, should you? Like, hey. But I won't say hey. I do know what I say hey because, you know, you'd see it's an accident. But, and then you go, no, I was just thinking it right now, wasn't it? But the fact that I've said it already, you know, are you going to figure something else? So if I come up with all of the scenarios, does that sort of like, you know, am I preparing for them or am I just worrying about them? You know, why am I so red right now? I'm really red in the face, really pale earlier. Must be that brief amount of light that's sort of bouncing off the screen, burning me. How red am I? Incredibly. That's a red face. Oh, somebody's in trouble. Someone's done something very bad, haven't they? Why are you talking like this? Why don't start talking to yourself on the camera? You feel like I say me, don't start talking to me. You've already dropped whoever this is who's inside this vessel. I'm not saying I possess people, I'm not saying I possess, but you know, I'm just saying like I'm disassociated, you know, I'm not like I've given up on my body. And I'm just, you know, a reader. I'm like an idiot. Well, that's not true. I'm just playing, it's just an act. But how far does an act go before you go insane? I don't know. Maybe I do know. Huh? What do I do? What if I do? Yeah. Oh, what? Hey. Yeah, well, if whoever it was, you would have got them in trouble. So, anyway. So you're thinking, why is the framing like this? Why is he in a nose? Why is he talking to us? At any point, anyway. Why is he only just explaining this 12 minutes into the video? Great questions, great questions. Because it's not a proper video, okay? It's not a real video. And I don't really know what I'm talking about, honestly. So, you know, I'll just leave it to you. You just figure it out yourself. Because, yeah, what could I possibly be talking about? Pigs? Feathers? Is that what we're talking about? Putting feathers on pigs? Is that what's this one? I've lost track a little bit of what's actually what we've been talking about. Feathered pigs? Pig monkeys? Hybrids? Was that a different? Is that a different video? I think that might have been a different video. Oh, I don't know anymore. I don't know. It's all blended in together. It's a mess. But there's a lot of stuff coming up on the show anyway. If you do, I'm going to call this. Don't worry about watching this video. It's not a real video. You're not going to miss anything. But you probably might watch it. Because, you know, you might think there's secret hidden moments hidden throughout. Watch till the end. You know, you might be thinking, why hasn't he put loads of mid rolls? Maybe I will. But I don't think I will, honestly. So I'm going to go over here a second. And I guess we're going to give. I guess we're going to give you a little rundown of some of the claims, the statements, the titles, the claims, the far out ridiculous, not outbursts, but outrageous I don't know, attainments or something. Like, yeah. Flimsy grasps at massive concepts, which, you know, he has no place in actually thinking, but he's had a lot of time to think about it. So, honestly, a lot of them have surprised me, frankly, guys. For a person of my nature who wears a nose, you know, I don't know. No, I'm a pretty theoretical guy, actually, you know. You got to be a certain mindset to be, you know, wanting to take on the nose. So, right, anyway, this person, right, hey, he says he says he's got not a completed, but a potentially quite a large and no, yes, he says he's got, you know, a comprehensive. That's the one. Yes, he says he's got a comprehensive political agenda, which he says will help everybody and improve potentially a lot of things. You know, new things, and in the past. It's quite a statement. That is quite a claim, isn't it? In some sense. Yeah. Okay. Okay, next he says he's got religious theory. What that means, I'm not too sure of. A religious theory. Aha, aha. He says he's got scientific theories too. He says he's got scientific theories. Which are new. Okay? Because that's the thing about science. If it ends in theory, it's not real. It's not fact. And that goes for everything. And that's almost the basis of my political theory as well. If things aren't real, then they're not real. You know? And there's no point generalising a load of hogwash, right? For stuff which isn't even real. Yeah, it's preposterous. Fantasyland. No, it's disturbed. And there's a lot to it. And you know what? I don't think I've actually made a slot for my political ideas. Because this show's entertainment, it's not politics. And, but I was going to pursue my political ideas anyway. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to bore you guys with stuff. But I've got like a little bit of a manifesto with some sort of completely new, just like policies and devices. It's mainly device and ideas which are new and innovative. And I don't know if they've ever been done before because they've been scored from the records of time, but they are sound as anything. I hope anyway. But that's the whole principle. The principle is, you know, things have to be like fact checked, and I was going to call it the sounding agency, and then someone said this week put a rod down your cock, and I was like, okay, I'll change the name. So I've called it truism because it's all about like truing things, you know, because like when you got a machine and it's, you know, working, you don't want things to be like wobbling about because it starts to put real strain on it, and you mangle the whole thing. Okay. That's not what we want anyway. Okay? We want things to be, you know, sound. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, the religious stuff. That's, I don't know, I should have said that one out loud really, because this, you know, is more like secretive. It's not secret, but like theology and stuff, and a lot of it, I don't know the people personally, do I? So I can only have these theories, and a lot of the stuff I don't want to say because I feel like if any of it is like, well, you know, there's a lot of metaphors in the Bible already, but if, you know, they're, because I'm specifically about Christianity, But you know, there's a lot of actual crossover in a lot of religions, which is interesting. But you know, maybe they're not interested in that. But this guy is, you know, he's got his theories. So you know, that's it. The science stuff is new, and I really like it, honestly. And I don't know. Sometimes I just do get a bit spirited, and I look at things how I've never looked at them before. And like you see things in art because people might think, oh yeah, art. You know, people always do the art thing. Like, oh, what makes it art? What makes it art? If you're having to ask yourself that, you know, it's not really necessarily that worth your time. It's something to look at. You know, I appreciate all manners of art. Okay, but I like to look at it quite fast, especially the contemporary stuff. And I call it car flash actually, because of something I made or wanted to make, a conceptual art piece of like, it's basically like you're getting hit by a car as a child in England. It's like an English contemporary art piece, I guess. So it's like everything's coming at you really fast, but you're slowing down at the same time. So there's that sort of like weird dread, and you're about to get hit by this car, and you're like a child, and you're going across this zebra crossing. But like the car never hits you. It's sort of like a shepherd tone or whatever, which they say, I don't know, I've never actually had a shepherd tone that I'm impressed by, but they say shepherd tone is something which like it raises in pitch continuously, but it's also dropping in pitch at the same time, so it sort of never reaches you. So anyway, but then it got me thinking about how like cars and just the design of cars and the sort of the metal and the machine and how death is so close to you. It's like this firing death machine riding past you. And it's just normal. And then there was just the whole like the go between of like the safety stuff and then just like the potential of death, you know, and everything in safety warnings are like all rounded and they're like nice and they're cozy and they're good to touch, but realistically like it's like death in it. So it's just like neon colours, bright colours, yellows, like all like safety. So like in my mind, it's like your life flashing before your eyes, but it's just like safety warnings and like weird, like primary school look both ways sort of things. And it's like a PSA or something, but just the end of your life really. And but also loads of things to do with cars as well. So like logos of cars and like shapes of car design and stuff, because it's also an art design. So it's just like subliminal messaging almost of just like shape and color and contemporary design and death and you being a child. So yeah, something we can all relate to. Car flash, everybody. So yeah. And that got me really onto just wanting to see art fast, and like because I never really used to appreciate contemporary design. We've gone off with my theories here, but we're talking about art now, and I'm sure we'll come back to what we were talking about. So contemporary design, I never really appreciated it, but when I was actually doing art, because this is what I'm saying, a lot of inspiration comes from art. I remembered. But when I started doing art, because I love art, you know. It's something which I've always wanted to do, and I've always hated the fact that like people can't do it. Do you know what I mean? And for some people, you know, you say it's only for like the rich do art, only the rich play music, or only the rich do this, that, and they enjoy things, you know. And I'm like, no, I can't have like I need art. I need art in my life, and you know, and I love it. And you know, it's this whole get up, this whole nose business, and you know, this sort of mental behaviour it does come from somewhere. It's, you know, it's the struggles of an artist, you know, and it's not for everyone. Some people, you know, don't want to be on stage and it might frighten them. But for other people, it's, you know, it's not needed, but it is a thing, obviously. It's a recurring thing throughout, like, human experience. Some people, you know, just that's the life beyond that sort of thing. So I get into contemporary design, and I'm starting to just appreciate, because after you use colour and shape to a certain extent, like they sort of just start to mean to you, I guess, and like everything's sort of something you have to have these associations with things, and you're going through movements and stuff, and almost as well you get sick of art. If all art is art, do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's nice to just look at stuff which just isn't. It's art, isn't it? So it's not art. So it's like this is like house music. I never used to like house music. I used to like music. I thought house music was rubbish. But then after playing a lot of music, I was like, I just need some sort of like, and I like techno, but even that was too much. Like that's still music, isn't it? So as house music is just like just something else. So contemporary design, house music, funny enough, go together quite well. And I was like, I am not about any of those things. They're pretentious and they don't make any sense, and they're just watered down and they're rubbish. And then I got really into them because I found you releasing them anyway. So I just wanted to see this stuff really fast. And I would just go, I'd go into bookstores and stuff, and I just like pick up the art, and I just go, just flip through it all, and I would pick up a graphic book, and just keep doing that. And it's just the things are just hitting me like a dream that you wake up and you don't remember, and they come back to you later in the day. And I was just like, this is just the way to consume art, and especially stuff which, well, not all of it, but the stuff which doesn't necessarily make sense to you anyway. It's like, is it art? It doesn't matter. Just blast it into the back of your retinas, and it'll be upside down, and then it will just resonate with you, and that's it. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter. Don't have to pay it too much otherwise. But yeah, with proper art anyway, there is so much stuff crammed into it. Like, so if you have to ever ask yourself, is it art? It is either going massively over your head, and it could be like loads of secret knowledge in it. But this is what I'm getting at. Art has some weird stuff, like everything, like the composition and everything, and like there's motifs, and just like sometimes they paint things underneath the paintings. Do you know what I mean? And like even the subjects and the people, the history, it's just ridiculous. And anyway, I'd just look at these pictures, and I'd learn about them, but then like it would just set me off. Like there's one little thing, it's one just one little thing in the background of a painting would just trigger like loads of theories and ideas about like science and like not like astrology or anything like that, but I don't know what it would be, but like all the sort of like stuff which you like all the Renaissance artists and all these sorts of things they like studied and that, like, and all these architects like swore by and stuff. They come to you and they're hitting you, and you're thinking, wow, look, what's this mental stuff about the universe? And suddenly everything in the universe starts to like sort of cram together and make sense. You're like, oh, that's why there's like 3 hands on a clock, or that's why, the French speak French and all this sort of weird stuff. And it's just bizarre because, for all of it's like, where does all this stuff come from? Where do words come from? Who decided there's, 12 numbers or 10 numbers? It's weird how you can be no one who doesn't even speak a lick of language, and suddenly you understand things which are ununderstandable. do you know what I mean? Insane. So science. Anyway, so I've got my own scientific theories about I don't know, creation, stuff like that. And I don't care who you are. Darwin with his theory of evolution, or the Big Bang Theory. These aren't proven facts, okay? They're not proven facts. So, for all we know, you might be thinking this guy he's a crackpot. He's a barpot. But, you never know. But things could get proven, and they'd be laws of nature. And, that would be pretty nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, so we'll run them through, and then they'll get disputed, and I'll be satisfied, frankly. Or they will just be theories forever. Who knows? We shall have to see. So, scientific, biological. So, funny enough, not only I've got math, not only have I actually got, not only have I got a theory of creation, of matter itself, and life and stuff, but I too have a theory of human creation too, which I think potentially goes against the theory of evolution. Okay. Because, I don't know, I feel like it's independent of the theory of evolution. It's not like directly to oppose it, he says with the nose on his face. But it's independent of it. And then there's like mathematical things, because I don't know, one time I thought I figured out how numbers like worked, which, you know, what the hell does that mean? You just think, oh, well, it's just one after other. So you have that one, and then these ones a bit more, so you'll call it that, and then these ones a bit more, so you'll call it that, and these ones a bit more, so we'll call it that, and these ones a bit more. And, you know, maybe that's all well and good. But, I don't know. I feel like units are one thing, and I'm not mathematically gifted or mathematically educated. I don't know anything about maths. But I do know that there's, like, even within units, you've got like fractions and stuff, haven't you? And like recurring numbers and stuff, don't they? So they're not like whole numbers. So why wouldn't you just say, well, that's a number in itself, isn't it? That's just a number, surely. And then you've got irrational numbers, all these sorts of things. So units only go so far. And then I was thinking about, like, why is there the numbers or whatever, and I don't know, it was all just sort of happening, and it didn't actually happen in like sequential order, but they sort of jumped about. It was like 1 and 2 then 4 and 3, or it was like 1 then 2 then 3 then 5 then 4, or some loads of weird stuff. But there was like levels to the numbers. So I know it's just crazy, but like, I think I was calling them like dynamic numbers or something. So like on each, like as the number comes into sort of like origin, you know, because if you think about it, like if everything was just ones, wouldn't everything be connected? Wouldn't everything actually be able to sort of like become two things? You know what I mean? So as 2 becomes 2 and it realises itself, like, what does that mean for 4? And what does that mean for 5? And how will 5 discover itself within these numbers? So anyway, so as all these numbers are sort of like realising themselves, I think this could be potentially to do with like how like physical matter is actually like formed as well. Potentially, maybe, just because there's a lot of obviously like symmetry in nature and stuff, you know, and you know things can be counted, right? But anyway, so as these numbers went on, they sort of had to, like, they started off in like one plane dimension, and it becomes like 2D, then 3D, 4D, and they go up through the dimensions until they get to, I think it was like 12, and then like 10 was something else. Like they were like, sort of like you had to take away from. Oh, I can't remember. I'll have to go through it again, and I'll show you my sort of my thinking anyway. So I mean, all of this sort of made sense, and I don't know, it might be true. But the point was like, say you got to, I think you get to like 4 or 5 was when it starts to get 3D, or maybe 3. Well, 3 was, I think 3 might have just been 3D. But either way, like once its realization is in 3D, you could actually bring it back by dimension. So then you can have like you can have all of the numbers in like units as well. But yeah, I don't know. Dimensions exist. There's like powers and stuff and all sorts of things. But so that's some of my that's sort of a touch on my mathematical theory. And I think there's there's numbers goes beyond numbers as we know them. And I even thought, because all of this comes from me from phi, the golden ratio, like the Fibonacci sequence. Now, if you look at the Fibonacci sequence, this is also where my dynamic theory come in, is because when you look at the Fibonacci sequence, in one way when you work out, it's like 1.666666 recurring, and in another one it's 1.1823 blinky bloomy bubbles or whatever. And I'm thinking, like, why would that be? And then I was thinking potentially, like, would it not be because obviously it's a spiral, right? But if you plotted 1.666, would that not be a slightly different gradient of a spiral? And I was thinking potentially it's one of them's like a 2D spiral, which would be 1.66666, and one of them's like a 3D spiral. So you start having to that's when you've got like time in the mix. And I don't know, that would be interesting to see if that rate difference correlated anything with time or in sort of like physical space. And like 2D and 3D and stuff, or that sort of thing. So it's worth looking into, I guess, isn't it? So yeah, it could be a load of bollocks. I could be really wrong, but if anything, he's wrong because his numbers don't even work. So there, you can put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yeah, that's on my end of my list of theories. So I've got political things. There's some really good stuff in the political stuff, and some people might say, well, we have been lying the whole time, and we've been exploiting everybody, and we've been hoiking up the prices and really just spitting in everybody's faces, and the whole thing has been a big coup, honestly. And we're all like, oh, really? God, what could you do, right? But what I am saying is my principle here will improve everyone's life. Well, all of the people will be happier because it's actually really good and really, really decent, and it's not communism. So you're not going, oh well, it's good in theory, but it won't work, just like the police. But that's not what they say. They don't say like the police, but police doesn't really work, does it? Oh, it kills people, and whatever. We don't need to go into that right now. And hopefully, we're actually making it work at the moment. There's the riots going on, and hopefully that doesn't. Hopefully there is justice and it doesn't die down, because people are actually making this real progress being made, and it isn't. I know people are frustrated, and immediately, some people have wanted to attack the police, but there is actually there's really good headway being made, in my opinion, from the peaceful protesting. Honestly, that is, no matter, like, you can fight it and out, but even if you win, if you haven't got the processes after, we're at a sort of point, aren't we? So rationale has to be the preemptive step to that. Yeah, so truism. I guess we could go into it later, but I'll give you here's a little taster. In truism, in my idea of truism, I have an idea, and I think it could work. Is energy, right? Get this, could be the currency, and everything has because this doesn't make sense in my life. How people just think, oh yeah, I'll just bang any old price on any old thing, and I'll make more quick money. But that money doesn't come from anywhere. If you're putting on a fake price, yes, you could be stealing someone else's hard work, and you're reevaluating the value of your product. But if everybody's doing that, which everyone does because it has to have some balance, these extra points actually don't come from anywhere. Because the material doesn't grow, and all that happens is people have to spend more time working to pay money which doesn't exist. So it's just stagnancy. It doesn't actually make sense, And how much better off would you be if everything cost like nothing of what it costs to make? Do you know what I mean? and that's what I'm proposing. And technically, there's nothing wrong with me doing that. So all my political ideas aren't illegal, and they're just the truth, and they can exist within the current situation. So I don't need any votes. I don't need to do anything. Do you know what I mean? I just need to, do my principle. And you might be thinking, what is your economic structure? How can I like ruin it? And I'll say, hey, pick holes in it as much as you can, because I want it to be as solid and sound. And that's the thing. It's because it's like a gas boiler. My ideas and stuff. It's supposed to be like efficient. It's supposed to be. It has to work. It's got a process and a process heat and whatever. And if you can make it better, it's going to be better. But as long as it boils the water at the end of the day, that's what's important. And as long as it doesn't explode, that's what's important. You know. So yeah. Anyway, so the money being energy, everything can be translated into energy. Apparently, everything in the universe can be translated into like an energy value, which is really bizarre. So technically, everything would have a value, and then there's sort of like this. There's sort of the crux of it. So there's like a true price, and then there's new currency, which is literally like power. And I was thinking to call it horsepower, because it's sort of actually like harks back to like when things were done with like horses and stuff, and all that sort of like manual labour. And honestly, we live in a synthetic age, and realistically, things should be cost barely nothing. But for some reason, people want to charge more for things which don't make any sense. Like, we can talk more on economics and silver and stuff like that as it comes. But if you're interested in tourism, we can sort of write some of that stuff. But I've got it written up already. But we can troubleshoot it and stuff like that. We can affirm it, prove it, and implement it in scales and smaller. Because that's what I plan to do. I'm gonna just start producing things, because I have a love for production. If I could give it away, because originally I'd like to just give everything away for free, but not everyone likes to work for free. Do you know what I mean? So for the people who want to be paid, who want to have their value, because this is the difference between like communism or whatever. If you say like you don't get paid in communism, and I think that's the case, and that can lead to people getting exploited. Now, if all your effort is completely, valued, and it's not stress, because that's another thing. A lot of like capitalists, they want you to think that you've got to pay for everything, but a lot of stuff's actually paid for already, and it's a massive, massive, like humble brag con thing that just think like how much money the cinema makes. Do you know what I mean? You could how many people can watch a film and appreciate the film for the cost that it makes to make the film? Do you know what I mean? Is that ever really going to go away? How many times can you watch a film? I don't know, a bit of a weird analogy. Metaphor is not an analogy, or metaphor is is it a metaphor? I don't know. My brain's mush. I don't know why. So basically, yeah, I used to be quite sharp. I used to talk to people a lot, and then I went a bit mad, and then I had a lot of time to think about stuff, worry about things like politics, and I did have all these weird moments where I'm, why isn't that a thing? So I don't know, but yeah, I'm geared towards trying to do things for free and stuff. So hopefully we'll just see me produce some nice art, give a load of good things away, make people's lives happier and easier. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want free stuff? Because you don't have to have it. It's fine. That's all right. Yeah, but I've also got a multitude of businesses that I'd like to make. Some are completely free and open source businesses. Some are charities. Some are traditional businesses which I could stick to my model, my economic model, or some which I might just for the hell of it do in a traditional monetary sense. You know, and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable the businesses I've got. And I also love to produce things. So a lot of time I'll come up with like ideas because people say, oh, I'm having trouble with whatever it is, and I want money. Obviously, people want money, and sometimes I come up with whole new ideas. Sometimes I'll come up with ideas which people are already doing. Sometimes I'll just see things from the past, and I'll see that this is how you could be applying like good working techniques to your new venture. And a lot of the time that stuff gets thrown back in my face, but I keep it for myself. I go, well, I'll just do it myself. Do you know what I mean? But if you're doing something, I'm happy to. I love to take a look at things and try and take another, because that's what I'm all about. Trying to take another look, other angles at things. Because that's the name of the game, isn't it? Like, how can I be wrong? Is what I'd always say to myself, so I could reinforce my argument. Which it's not a thing. But it's a shame that people are in such money issues. But if you have got time to be creative and you're interested in that, then I enjoy that sort of thing. Some people enjoy cleaning. Do you know what I mean? Some people enjoy building cars and stuff. Do you know what I mean? I like to just talk breeze, really, and cars, and even cleaning. If I get to talk, if I can talk, I mean, I'm all right with it, honestly. So I say, can we talk? Can we talk? We say we can't. Okay, that's no problems. And that's probably why I have a lot of problems in my life, honestly. Yeah. Inventions. I'm also a bit of an inventor. I've got some inventions which I know will work, and they're really good, and I'm really excited about them. I've got music, a lot of music. Music's always been prevalent in my life, and something that I quite hold quite close to me, quite dearly. And I feel really lucky and respect of that, and I'm happy to share any music that I like. But as I said, I don't know if I said it earlier, but I like garage music, rock and roll, old R&B, blues, psychedelic. I'm trying to think of something else, but I don't even know if there's a genre to sort of 60s stuff, 70s stuff, lots of other stuff as well. But good band music. I also like electronic music. I also like turntables, turntablism stuff. It's all good stuff. I love it. It's great. And I feel like a lot of people everyone should be making music, because it's not just for the freeloading rich scum and the uni students. It's for the people, and actually that pissed me off. You can't find an outlet. Do you know what I mean? Fashion. Clothes is something which I didn't really care for in the past. Maybe not. I mean, I kind of liked it. There's things that I always particular taste to some things that I didn't like, some things I did like. And I feel like I'm lucky enough to have that. I just know. No, I'm like, no. Do you know what I mean? It's fine. That's great. But over the years, I've become more and more appreciative for fashion, and I'll be like, no, I actually want to. I'd like to make clothes. But potentially just maybe like stapleware, because I don't want to be pumping out loads of plastic. I love plastic, and honestly, if I could have all the plastic in the world, I'd do that as well. Why not? And you're like, oh, well, funny enough, I've actually got quite a lot of plastic. So, no, toxic waste. Okay. That sounds really bad. Yeah. Um, yeah, so I don't want to be pumping out loads of plastic toxic waste, essentially. So I like stable stuff, and I like garments that have like meaning, I guess. Um, ish. I like to like collect things, not collect them. Ugh, no, don't collect them, but I like to almost earn them, I guess. Like earn, like it's not just, it won't be just like a bomber jacket. It'll be like, I'll be like a security guard. Do you know what I mean? And then you like, I've got an official, it's designer at that point. Do you know what I mean? It's not designer, but it's like a piece. It's not just a bomber jacket. It's that bomber jacket that you got when you're a security guard for 50 years. Do you know what I mean? And then it's like authentic, then, isn't it? So I like to try and have that sort of stuff. I've got some good pieces like that actually, and a lot that I've thrown away as well, which is all good. It don't really matter. But at the same time, I also like to be on the curve of fashion, as I think we've heard in a previous video. And if you haven't, go and watch that. And if you stayed for 51 minutes, then I commend you and well done. And hopefully you're gonna like some of this rubbish. And I don't think we're going to be talking. I think we're going to be talking about some of this stuff into more of a humorous way, I think. So, but some of the stuff is just back burner stuff. But if you're thinking you're seeing this and like, actually, I want to get on that, then maybe not, because right, I'll write a little note, a note, yeah. Because in the truism world, I don't know if we talk about this in one of my videos, but in the truism world, words mean several things. They're like amplified. So, how strange is that? Which, honestly, was one of the reasons I thought I called it truism, because like, what if things are like, we've used them so much that they've become sort of like we say a word again and again and again and again and again and again and again. It starts to sound like it's not a real word anymore. I feel like maybe that's what we've done with life. And we've not been able to stop, so it's just gone really just bizarre, right? But yeah, fashion, so hopefully some like new movements and some sort of artistic things for people like that. And if you just like staples, then I'll just hopefully manufacture loads of really like classic staple garments, and we can have a whole like what's the word? Like not like a uniform, but like a kit. Do you know what I mean? Like kitwear. And obviously the film stuff, which we did. So I feel a little bit better now, and I don't really feel like, well, we have actually talked about some stuff, or we've touched on it anyway, and you got to see me a nose. So originally I wanted to do some that's a lunatic or something, but I don't know, just calm down really. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of time ahead for you to see me be like a and I can put the nose on again, I'm sure. And you know what, I might even forget what I sound like at some points, honestly. Really. If I do think about it too much, I do forget what I sound like a little bit. But yeah. I guess that's all, isn't it? I guess that does. thanks for watching the video, and I might do part 2, I guess, because I feel like we haven't actually really talked about anything like good yet. So yeah, don't watch this video. Thanks. Bye.